especially as single women and those that are newly married. She's gonna have some nuggets for you too. We know we want to get married, you want to stay married. Not just get married to say, oh, I got a man. No, you want to get married and stay married. So I have Miss Lakisha Dixon Jones. She is the breakthrough strategist, and she is the founder of Breakthrough Coaching and Leadership Academy. Y'all help me welcome my guest, Miss Lakisha.
Hey, how y'all doing today?
Pretty good, pretty good. Thank you. I feel so honored to have you here with me today. This is a pleasure.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here on this good Sunday afternoon.
I know it's rainy here in Georgia, but it's still sun. Sun is still shining.
It is.
People laugh at me because I say good morning all day.
Yes, because when you...
I threw you off.
I was like, okay. But now I know. I see.
Say
Okay.
Good morning
okay.
all day. Because why? You got to see the positive side of stuff.
Yes.
Life is going to happen. Keep living.
Yeah.
Life is going to happen. It's how you look at it.
Yes.
So I like to see the brighter side of things. So I say good morning all day long.
Okay.
That's just me. So please tell us about you. Tell us all about you. What you got going on?
Well, I'm Lakisha Dixon Jones, the breakthrough strategist. I love to introduce myself again. Okay, no matter how many times people introduce me, I'm going to say it. I'm feeling good this year. I'm feeling so amazing, so full of life, and I'm getting ready to celebrate 10 years as being a life coach. And so, yes, I'm so excited about that. With an academy that has about over graduates, about 500. And so we are so excited about what God is doing in this season of my life. And then, of course, I just, what today is? Is today the 22nd?
It is.
Oh, well, today is my 7th month anniversary. No, 8th month. This is my 8th month, you guys.
Don't miss a month. Don't miss a month.
8-month marriage. And wow, what a ride. What a ride. It's different being married in your 40s.
It's different?
It is.
Okay, we're going to talk about different.
Although I've never been married in my 20s or 30s, but it feels different, I think, when you're in your 40s. Because when you're in your 40s, you got a different vibe going on.
Different vibe.
Know, it's just...
At least by 40, you should be settled. You should know who you are. You should. The key word is should.
You should.
Life happens to people.
Yes.
We know some brothers that's still 50 and confused. But life happens. But by 40, you should know what you like. And
by 40, you're feeling good. Because
good.
At 40, well, see, there's a different type of 40.
Okay.
A 40-plus year old woman or man who has done the work, right?
Keyword.
Who has done the work. They feel different because they have actually put in some work. They have put in some emotional work, some spiritual work, mental work. You have done some heavy investment into yourself, into your soul, into your mind, into your intellect, to your spirit. And so there should be a different tone, a different conversation. Your conversation should be upgraded. It's just some things that you should be more settled with in life. And certain things, you don't try to get in the ring and fight every fight. So some things should be more settled in your life.
You should.
Yeah.
Most people should. I know I am. When I hit 40, I was like, oh, something different.
Yeah, I woke up different.
You can't stand up quick. You got to sit down slow. What's that knee? Oh, that wasn't the knee. That was the hip. But even just my conversation, it's just a calm. It's like, I don't want to argue with nobody no more. I said what I said, and you can take it or leave it.
It's just you're not trying to impress nobody.
I don't have to impress
you. You're not competing with no one. And
I love it.
You're just really in this moment. But that requires you being with God. You can only get there from sitting with the Lord.
Watch out there now.
You can't be... When you sit with God, it requires you to show up different.
It requires you to see
you to show up different. And so you don't no longer act the same. So when I woke up, I was like, you know what is God saying about me? Because at 40, I already knew that what he said. I know I'm a royal priesthood, but how do I walk in that and rest in that and really believe that? And that's what I decided to do, and I think I had to make a decision to get there.
Rest in that is the key word in that sentence. Because you have to rest in him, and you have to know that he's the one that's in control, not you, but that comes with doing the work. Man.
It does.
So what I want to talk about before we get good into this, I want to do some this or that questions.
Okay.
You with me?
Yeah.
All right. Glass half full or glass half empty? What's your first thought? Your first answer?
Glass half full.
Guys, see, you're a positive person.
Yeah.
See? Good. Walmart or Target?
Target.
Target. Stilettos or tennis?
Stilettos.
Oh, that's them grown women that can wear them stilettos. I'm gonna put on a good wedge and call it a day. How
Some
about that?
peekaboos.
There we go. See, crunchy peanut butter or smooth peanut butter?
Smooth.
Smooth it is. Photos or videos?
Wow. I'm into both right now, so I have to say videos now.
Videos. Okay. Instagram or Twitter?
Instagram.
Okay. Now that you're a wife, are you cooking or are we going to the restaurant?
Oh, we cooking.
We cooking.
Oh, honey, I got a country man, baby. We
Oh, what's out there
cooking 4 days a week.
now?
We cooking.
The city girl got a country boy.
Oh, yeah, I got a country man.
Oh, okay. You share your food or you don't share?
I don't like to share my food.
Okay. So when you and him are sitting and eating, are you sticking your fork in his plate just to taste his?
I do.
See,
I do.
what's wrong with
And my
men?
husband
Why they
don't. My husband don't ask for my food.
Why they don't like us sharing? What's the problem with that?
Oh my goodness. My husband don't ask for my food. I think he knows that I'm going to ask. So what he does now, he just offers.
Aw,
Yeah.
aw, him so sweet.
He's sweet. But you know, we 8 months in, so we still riding this little honeymoon. Stage, okay?
We on the honeymoon.
I don't know what that may look like in 10 years. He may be like, you need to get your own pizza, nugget, your own fry. I don't know what that may look like.
See, you got to know that this is something that we do, and we're going to always want to taste your food.
Yeah, yes.
We can have the same thing.
The
I just
same
want
thing.
to see. I'm checking to make sure your food is right.
Yeah.
See, that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what I tell myself. I hope
And
that
don't
works.
let his steak come out bigger than mine at the restaurant. I can't even concentrate on my plate because I'm wondering why he got a bigger piece of meat, okay?
This Atlanta, the waitress probably did that. Ooh,
Oh,
this
my
Atlanta. Let me see, what's that? Yours look bigger.
I be looking. And he be like, you know what, let me give you a piece. I say, I want a piece of your meat. I want a piece of your steak.
That is
Yeah.
it. That is it. So how has married life been for you these last 8
Man,
months?
marriage life is, first of all, you have to understand. I don't know how real I can get, but you have to
can get
understand
real,
my
yeah.
husband was my first.
Wow.
Yes. So marriage life that you can practice legal is so much better and so much fun.
Wow.
Yes, I lost my virginity at the age of 40 to my husband. Now he wasn't my husband at the time. I told y'all this story, so y'all already know it. But I trusted him, and I was like, "Oh, this gonna be my husband. I'm ready to get this thing up." And I'm married now, so I don't care if y'all judge me. Okay,
Girl, they better save that judgment for
but
Jesus.
yeah, my husband was my first, and so when you get with someone who loves you for you, I mean. My gosh, he's a great individual because he's so loving and loyal, and he doesn't require a lot. And when I had always had prophecies that said whoever I marry will have to be loving and loyal, people just thought I would automatically marry a pastor or someone deeply devoted into the fivefold ministry. But I knew that God was going to send me someone who, because I give out a lot of love. Like my whole life has been serving women. I have done that from high school, serving women. Then I became a coach for the past 10 years of my life. I've been serving. I traveled the world ministering, praying for wombs, praying for nations, praying for women in their singleness. So God knew that it's time for her to be loved. And so the requirement for me was, baby, forget how 50 titles you got in the church. Can you love Lakisha Dixon, now Jones? And he stepped up. So yeah, it's good. You know, I'm in my 40s. The sex is great. I did a lot of pre-work before I got married. So I did premarital counseling. I did therapy. I sat with coaches because I'm a coach. So I sat with coaches. So there was a lot of work that I did to work on my mental and spiritual, just to make sure I'm ready to even walk into this role, to be a wife, to be a mom. Because my husband, we have a kid. My husband has full custody of his son. His son he'll be 12 years old in 2 weeks. So I was thrown in the house with not only a man, but also another little human man, right?
Ooh.
And so that was an adjustment to kind of really get all our 3 personalities together in one house.
Becoming.
The food that we like to eat, what type of food we like to eat. So it was definitely becoming. Yeah, but after that second month, I was like, after the first month of marriage, I was like, when y'all going home? But my my premarital counselors had said, you're not used to living with nobody. You're going to have a
not.
hard time. And so had it not been for the pre-work, I would not have gotten these words of, okay, girl, this is normal. This is how it's supposed to be. But we have been able to work through those challenges. And now it's sweet because we have decided that we're committed, and we have decided, listen, we ain't going nowhere. And we going to work this thing out. And so marriage is great.
That's the key word in
Yeah,
there. We.
it's great.
See.
Yeah, we still on that honey drip, honey. I'm still enjoying this good old sex. I'm enjoying this good old love. I'm enjoying cooking and serving for my husband. So yeah, I'm happy, and that required me to really sit back from social media in the work that I was doing for like almost a year.
Wow.
The whole 2022, God said, you're gonna lay back. You're gonna blend. You're gonna learn this. You're gonna know how it is to receive love, but also to give love, and not just to your husband, this man you have grown to love, but also his son.
Aww.
And so, which is our son, and it has been great.
That's amazing.
Yeah, to God be the glory.
To God be the glory.
Because nothing come great by itself. You know, it's a lot of prayer. It was a lot of really fighting in the spirit. For me, an apostle had called me. She said, Lakisha, you know you engaged now. One, people going to be upset about it. But she said, two, when you get engaged, it's not about just the ring. You about to engage in warfare. And that's exactly what began to happen. So yeah, we were engaging in warfare, fighting and planning a wedding and blending families and all that good stuff. Yeah.
They told me marriage is not normal. It's spiritual.
Oh yeah.
The monogamous part of it is spiritual.
Yeah.
So when we come back after this break, we're going to find out where she met this king, y'all. So stay here, stay locked in to 101 TKO Radio. We'll be right back. locked in at 101 TKO Radio. This is Conversations with Sister E, and I'm your girl, Sister E. And my guest today is coach and author Lakisha Dixon Jones, y'all. She's the breakthrough strategist, and she about to tell us where she met her honeydew. Where did you meet this husband at?
I met my husband on Bumble.
Bumble?
It's an app called Bumble.
As I go to the app,
listen,
see what this app is.
It's an app called Bumble, and it's basically women have the control, right? So the man can't inbox you first. The woman has to inbox you first. And however, they do get a chance to, like Bumblebee, Bumble. I met that man right on that
app.
I met him on there. I met him on Bumble.
Now, were you guys in the same city?
He was in Gainesville, Georgia.
Okay.
And I was in Atlanta.
Okay, so that's a little bit of a long distance.
Yeah, it's about an hour and 15, 20 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, not like Miami and Atlanta.
Oh, no. I would probably have to pass. A strong pass.
I like long distance dating.
Yeah, well, you know what? This really, it taught me a lot of discipline, though. A lot of discipline. It taught me because this was my, really first really love. I feel like it taught me, too, not to be needy. That distance,
Okay.
So I wonder, like, if had he been closer, how much work in my businesses I would have been able to get done. So it taught me not to be needy and so dependent on him, because the first dependence is God, And so it really taught me a lot of discipline with him being an hour and 15, 20 minutes away, because we wasn't seeing each other every day. We would see each other like once, twice a week.
Aww, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Not like me once or twice a month. These long distance things kind of work for me.
But some things work for people. You gotta know your sauce. You gotta know your sauce. Because if you start comparing, you'll miss out on a lot of opportunities.
Because Atlanta is full. I heard a brother say today, stop coming to Atlanta because we full. He said, and you coming here thinking that you're gonna get a man. It was like, the men here are looking for me.
Ooh. Yeah.
I was like, He's right.
That's a big part of for some of our women, but there are some little hidden gems out there.
There are some hidden gems out there,
especially for Christian women. I think that Christian women, we have. My gosh, I just want to do a series. I feel like I need to walk a group of single women through a coaching program, but I feel like Christian women, we need to develop friendships first, because we were always taught, just keep your legs closed, and that's great. But you keep your legs closed, and you realize that you're ignorant to relationships. Like you don't even know what a relationship. You don't even know what communication is. Right? You on a date, the first date. Well, I ain't having sex. I'm abstinence. Are you this? Are you that? And of course, a man who's not living abstinence is like, I ain't waiting on you. But we don't build that friendship with that person first. Yeah. Like my husband, he wasn't going to church like that. He was not somebody I would in the past would even entertain. But I was on a journey because I was turning 40 when I met my husband.
Okay.
So that would be the same year, 2019. I was getting ready to turn 40, and I was on a journey. And God said, just relax, because I felt like I was going on dates and just being so critical. Like, oh, you ain't say, you ain't pray over your food, bye. You won't go to church, bye. You won't say God 50 times, bye. I was being so critical. So when I went on this journey to just have fun. It wasn't about what day I'm getting married. Is he finna be my husband? It was, hey, you're going to date, keep these lids closed, and just have fun. And that's when I began to build a friendship with my husband. We didn't even talk about relationships. We didn't even talk about boyfriend and girlfriend, or if I'm courting you right now. For the first 7 months of our journey, we was just having fun. It was no pressure. You didn't call, you ain't call, I ain't call, I didn't call. It was just us really saying, hey, do we even want to be with each other?
Right. If I even like you.
And I kept it on the down low. So when I announced my engagement on social media, it went crazy because I didn't tell nobody. And really, I didn't want people to know, because sometimes we have a tendency, because we're Christian and because we don't know no other conversations, because we haven't mastered the art of questionings, we have a tendency to rush people, to push people into relationships. It was like, I didn't even know if I wanted to be about bonus mom. I didn't know if I wanted to be a mom to a man who was raising a full-time child. I didn't know what that looked like for my life. I was just getting out here dating, just really understanding what is relationships, what is a friendship with a man, what is that, help,
what does it look
going
like?
Dancing, all that stuff was new to me and foreign. And so one of the things that we had talked about is like, no pressure.
No pressure.
And if
I
it
like
ain't
that.
you ain't the one, it's okay.
It's
Bye.
okay.
But the pressure was on, and we realized we liked each other. Not only did we like each other, we got along with each other. But if you don't have a friendship with somebody, you don't know those
wouldn't know
qualities.
that.
If all you're thinking about is when you're finna get married, when you're finna produce some kids, you miss a whole level of, do I even like you?
Mm-hmm.
Do I even like you? And I think that we jump over that to
And
get
rush
right
into
into
stuff.
when we getting married. And I didn't want people asking me when I was getting married, because, man, I just met this guy. I don't know him from a can of paint. I don't know his credit score, how much he make, his mom and them. Let me just relax
Let me know
without
him.
all the spiritual
Pressure.
And that was fun.
They can do that. Now, one thing the church did teach me that I hold true to this day is be friends.
Yeah.
Be friends. You're either my friend or my husband. And if you're not my husband, you're my friend.
Yeah.
So I love the fact that we're becoming friends.
We becoming friends.
And you get to know them. I get to see you in all seasons. How you act
All
when you're
seasons.
mad. How do you act when you broke? How often are you broke?
Right. And just because
You know.
you have a title doesn't mean that you are my man and you're my man of God. And so I remember talking to someone. It was like, what? He's not a pastor? I was like, why y'all think I'm going to marry a pastor? Why y'all think that's the only man that can be married? Let's look at people's character, right? Because when you look at somebody's character, one
That's
thing
it.
about I tell people, honey, my man was country. He was a country man. But when that man say he gonna call, he gonna call. When he say, Lakisha, I'm
Keeping his
taking you
word.
out on Friday at 7:00, you better believe
had to do.
he was a man of his word, and that's what attracted
That's
me
big.
to him.
That's big.
That was attracting me to him.
A man of your
That
word.
was it. I mean, I was like, man, this man got character. So I told him, I said, you got too much character for you not to believe in God or serve God. What happened? And then we got into that part of the conversation. But I was like, your character too big, not for you to have the conscience of the living God, because your character too great.
Wow. And
Character.
now look at them.
Yeah.
See? Folks think you supposed
And
to marry
who
a
you meet
preacher.
today is not who you would understand or even know 5 months from now. The same Lakisha I was when I was started dating in 2019, I am no longer that woman.
Wow.
I have bloomed, I have thrived, I have grown, I have been corrected in my mistakes. And so that woman changed. And so one of the things that I would like to teach women who are 40s and over, who's just getting to date, have fun.
Have fun.
Have fun, because what happens, you lose time and you waste time when you are
With
so
knuckleheads.
in a box with your thought process in your Christianity, right?
Yeah, now we can scare ourselves into a whole nother situation
Yeah.
because we're talking to ourselves.
Yes.
And you talk yourself out of a good situation
Yes.
just because you hearing voices from your own self
Right.
that has no correction.
Or you think your life's supposed to look like everybody else. Because I was like, I said a joke on Facebook. I said, honey, I thought me and my husband was going to be on a yacht with my hair blowing the wind, with my bikini on and his six-pack showing. That ain't happened yet, okay? Because none of us got a bikini body and he don't got a six-pack body, okay? But when you live your life through social media, you think those pictures, and those people are living great lives. I don't subscribe to just because you post pictures on social media, your life is not good.
Right.
I believe your life is good. But that doesn't mean because that's your life and that's how you do things, doesn't mean that's how my life gonna look, right? Your life may be at the finest steakhouse. My husband, he still love Golden Corral, right?
Hey,
So
hey,
everybody is
That's my
different.
spot.
But the thing was, and that was another thing that God had to kill my flesh. Because I used to be like, you must not know who you dating. And he was like, don't tell me that again, because you ain't the only one special. I was like, oh, correction. Somebody correct me, please. But because I was so used to having success in businesses and not through relationships, I used my success in business to feel like that was going to overshadow who he was. And he was like, wait, you ain't the only one special now. Don't tell me that again. And so it's things like that us women don't know. We haven't been taught. We haven't, because we are so successful
In our
our
business.
black magic and our, wow,
Black girl
I'm so
magic,
this.
yeah.
I got a successful
I'm
business.
every woman.
Right. I got my bag. I got my red bottoms. But you are broken, wounded dog, right? Crying on the side of the road, wanting somebody to pick you up for help.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And it's just that serious.
And we don't want to take that mirror. We don't want to put that mirror to our face and say, oh, that's really me. Like, you won't stand there in that mirror and just look. I want you to stand in the mirror and look at yourself for 1 minute, 60 seconds.
Yeah.
And tell me if what you see is what you like.
Right. And who you are when you walk away. Because a
That's it.
double-minded man is unstable. So when you look at yourself,
She preaching up
is
in
that
here now,
who
y'all.
you are? And that's the thing. If a lot of us with the looking at ourselves, we'll realize, how is it that I'm so judgmental when it comes to a man and not giving him grace of extending the olive branch? And I'm just one decision away. No. One traumatic experience away
From being
from
in a,
breaking down, having anxiety attack.
shaking in the corner, needing to go
Right.
to the hospital. My brother, he told me when I was young and first starting out in college, he's like, don't require of a man to have something that you don't have. Don't require this man to have an 800 credit score and yours is 450.
Right.
Don't require him to have education, a whole master's degree, and you still walking around with a GED.
But that's part of the double-mindedness, right?
That's it. We got to stop. Look, I want to get into this video, but before we do, we're going to take a break right here. And when we come back, we want to talk about this video that went viral of you praying at your wedding.
Yeah.
You guys got to listen to this. We're going to listen to this video when we come back after this. Enjoy this music, y'all, and come right on back to 101 TKO Radio. hilarious and funny because we be talking off air, and now I'm all twisted and discombobulated. How about that? I got it now. Thank you, Nelson. Nelson is the best. Y'all got to get y'all a Nelson. What's that? Chicken salad. Well, look, I want to talk about the box office. Who been to the movies lately? You been to the movies lately?
Yeah.
Oh, what was the latest movie you went to see?
Black Panther.
Wasn't that a wonderful movie?
It was.
But I hope y'all went to see it. If y'all haven't, I'm going to talk about it. So turn off for about 2 seconds. I'm sad that they had to kill the mom.
Yeah, me too. I did not see that coming.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
It's like, wait.
It got sad too quickly. I did.
It's like, wait a minute. All right, turn the radio back on. All right, I'm done talking about it. I want to talk about Jacob Lattimore's new movie came out, House Party. And that movie is doing very good. Right now, opening weekend, it has grossed $26 million so far. It opened up last weekend, January 13th. And he's doing very good, y'all. It's one of Milwaukee, Wisconsin hometown boys, Jacob Lattimore. So make sure you go check out House Party. Yes, it's the old from the 90s, the House Party. Y'all remember that? Or am I dating myself? That's my age. House Party. So this is very similar, except they're in LeBron's house. Y'all know who the king is? Okay, the basketball king. Let's specify. The basketball king, LeBron James. So they're doing it in his house. So y'all go check that movie out. Support Jacob Lattimore's movie, House Party. So we also want to talk about the update on Damar Hamlin. He's the football player that was injured on the field. He is out of the hospital, the Buffalo Bills, who are losing right now. Y'all couldn't have just won this game. But he's out of the hospital. He is recovering, except his recovery is going to take a little bit longer than they initially expected. But we are still lifting him up in prayer, him and his mom. Because I was a football mom, and to see your child laid out on the field, that's a horse of a whole nother color. So we're still lifting them up in prayer. I just wanted to give a quick update on him and how he is doing. At this time, if you have a brand or a service or something that you want and you need for thousands of people to see it, I encourage you to send me an email, get in on our special for you to promote your business and your brand here on 101 TKO Radio. Be sure now to go and like and follow and share our station on IG and Facebook at 101 TKO Radio. Also, follow me, Sister E, at Conversations with Sister E on IG and Facebook. All right, so I'm going to play this video, guys. I want you to pay attention to it. We're just going to play a snippet of it. It's my girl, Lakisha. Now, most folks, when they get married, they get all the single ladies up. Come on, single lady. Oh, single lady. See, I keep wanting to sing. Y'all going to have me singing in a minute. All right, and they toss the bouquet. Well, she didn't toss the bouquet, y'all. Listen to what she did do.
I have a couple of people I would just like to give my bouquet to, but I got too many freaking single friends. So I asked them to break apart my bouquet so that I can make sure I present it to each, every one of you. Now, this journey was difficult. I'm 42. And so most of you have been on my couch, we've been on phone calls, we don't cry, we don't pray, we don't fasting, we don't got on prayer calls. And I think it's only right and befitting that my two bridesmaids, my matron of honor and my bridesmaids, which operated maid of honor, actually walk behind me as I give you guys your flowers. My hope and my joy is that your wait will not be in vain. And my joy is that God is going to bless you with a suitable mate that's right for you. Because as I have prayed and you have prayed for me, and now it's my time, I don't ever want to forget about the time when I was crying and single. And a lot of people get married and forget about their single friends, but I tell you, I will not forget about each and every one of you. Amen. And so today, I'm going to, you can play a song for us. I'm going to present you with a flower.
That is so awesome. Lakisha, tell us what you was doing in that moment.
Oh my gosh. I mean, listening to it right now almost makes me want to cry. I think once I passed the mark of 35 years old of being single, I didn't know if it was going to happen for me. I was like, maybe my life is just going to be helping the women that I have continued to serve, do missionary work, and help raise money for all the things that I do for missions. And I always wanted to bring my single friends up to have them in a circle to pray. That was always my vision if I got married. But at that moment, when I was planning a wedding, Miss Angela, I told Miss Angela at the event center I got married at, I said, I just cannot call all of my friends. I just can't throw in my 40s, throw one bouquet. And I know standing behind me, there was going to be at least 30, 40 women.
Wow.
I couldn't do that.
Wow.
It just didn't make sense. And so I told her, she was like, well, you know what? How about you just give everybody a piece of your bouquet?
Aww.
And I said, let's do it. It was a very sacred act. I didn't plan to lay hands on them, but in the moment, the Holy Spirit was just like touch their hearts. Because some of us just, the expectation of wanting to be a Christian woman, wanting to practice abstinence, wanting to be, practicing, holding on to your virginity, not having sex with so many guys. And of course, some people was forced, their virginity was forced because rape and, molestation and all that other kind of stuff.
Rape.
But I wanted my friends to know that I loved them. And I just could not celebrate that moment by myself, because the journey is hard. As a Christian woman, that's what you taught. You want to, I'm going to be this great wife. I'm going to do this. I'm going to have kids. By the time I'm 30, I'm going to have my first child. By the time I'm 35, my second. You have all these expectations, but what do you do when it doesn't play out like that? What do you do? How do you handle that disappointment? How do you go through life saying, if you're 50 years old and it still haven't happened and you've been abstinent for 20 years, now you're menopausal. And that's the conversations we're not having. And so I wanted to make it sacred at my wedding. I was already blessed. My wedding was debt free. And I just wanted to bless somebody else besides myself.
So I know that a lot of times we do put a clock on God. Like we put God, okay,
yeah,
I'm 38.
Yeah.
Okay, God, where he at? We do that. But if we just sit still, Cindy Trim got married at 60 for the first time.
Yeah.
So there's hope for me yet.
Yeah, that's hope. There's hope.
There's hope for me yet. So I think that was like really amazing.
Yeah.
In your prayer, anyone in the last 8 months from that has a testimony?
People dating. A lot of my friends are dating now. And I think because just hearing me just talk about let's get out the box.
Get out the box.
Let's stop this whole stuff with this questionnaire and all these.
Got a whole checklist.
Let's get out of that and let's just have some fun. And I think that now we're just having fun. A lot of my girlfriends are dating.
That's
a lot of them are dating. And I got two girlfriends who's really, really close to something. So I'm praying that plays out. But it's only been 8 months too,
This is the year of suddenly.
Yeah.
God is a God of suddenly.
Yeah.
His time is not our time.
That's right.
God, hurry up, hurry up. But he likes sit down, relax. So this year is a year of suddenly.
Yeah.
So he's going to do some things suddenly. It don't take all day to recognize
It
sunshine.
does not. And
if it's raining or if that sun is out.
And we need to start having a conversation. What happens if it doesn't happen?
True.
And that's a very fearful conversation to have. It's very fearful because when you say that, Lakisha, are you speaking curses over me? You're not, no. You're not in faith. No. The conversation, if I had to go back to my younger self, because I was, I thought my virginity was the prize.
Oh.
But I realized God told me when I was using that, being egotistic, he said, your virginity doesn't guarantee you no husband.
Oh.
That's not for you to brag to me about. That's for you. You just saved yourself a lot of heartache from having all those sexual partners. But that doesn't guarantee you no husband. But if I had to go back and tell the younger generation, because there was so many women that reached out from that video. When that video went viral, I was on honeymoon and I think I responded to over 300 messages. It was so many women crying in my inbox, women 21, 22, I'm going to get married. I say, girl, if you don't travel, get you an education and think about your next steps. But I would tell women now, because when I look at Black women and what we have had to endure, and now in my 40s, most of my friends don't have kids, right? We have waited. We have worked, we have started businesses, but we don't have any kids.
No kids.
Right? And so now when it's time to
been
have
rushed.
kids, there's fibroids, there's endometriosis, there's so many different complications. What I would tell women now, be a virgin, because I'm still for that. I'm still for holiness. But now, once you get past a certain age, start talking about if you want kids, and if so, freeze your eggs. Instead of you running to get that Louis bag and those red bottom shoes, invest that money and send a gyno
That's
to
big.
talk about if you decide that you would like to have kids in your 40s, because you're dating, you chasing the bags now, would this be an option for you? Because a lot of people are now having this issue. And so that moment was so sacred to me, even now just listening to it, because still a lot of my friends are single, and the friends who are married don't have kids. So it's still at an unbalanced scale, and something needs to happen. So these are new conversations that I will have. The conversations is not me sitting in the room telling people to keep their legs closed. The conversation is, what will life look
keep
like
your
for
legs
you?
closed.
Yeah, keep your legs closed. Please do. Please don't say Lakisha Dixon Jones told y'all to go and have
Keep your
sex,
legs
okay?
closed till it's time.
Keep your legs closed, because when you keep your legs closed, you get to say
know
goodbye
him.
quicker than you hold on. That was the thing when we keeping my legs closed. Honey, I was able to say
Soul
bye.
ties.
I'm out of here, bye. But the question needs to be, what happens? What will happen if it don't happen? What happens if you've been abstinent 20 years and you don't have a kid? And that's another painful subject for women that we haven't spoke about.
Wow. See, that's a good thing. Keep your legs closed. Stay off your knees unless you're praying.
Yeah.
And just wait.
Yeah.
See, Nelson over there laughing at me. But that's a for real
Yeah.
thing. We
Yeah.
think we can sex him into doing what we want him to do.
You can't sex no man into no ring.
You can't sex him into doing nothing.
You can't position him into no ring.
Position him.
You can ride him till the cows come home, and he ain't gonna give you no ring, right?
That's it.
You will be rejected by 99% of the men until your husband comes.
Well,
So yeah.
how is married life? Is it the growth that you've done, the work, and everything that you did? Now that you're married, was it all worth it?
It was very worth it.
And you can see the fruit of it.
I can see the fruit. Had I did this in my 20s and early 30s, I would have been divorced.
Huh?
Because marriage is serving.
Yeah.
You're just serving. It's selfless, right? And I was still broken. I was still healing from traumatic experiences. So I didn't do the work. But when you get older, you have to tell yourself, what am I willing to invest? And I think that people are not willing to invest financially into their growth. And so it's great because now, because I sat with people of wisdom, has taught me so much. So marriage life has definitely humbled me.
Oh.
God has humbled me, right?
That's it.
Because I was living life. I was single, no kids, nobody telling me. When I
That's
first
it.
got married, I was leaving. My husband was calling me, talking about, you gone? I was like, oh, sorry, I'm out of here. I left the house.
Be right back.
That was all new to me.
Man.
And so, yeah.
When we come back, we're going to take a music break right here. And when we come back, we're going to talk more with Coach Lakisha Dixon Jones. We're going to get into how people can invest in some coaching and some more help. Okay? So stay locked in right here on 101 TKO Radio. We'll be right back. Ooh, ooh. I am in the studio. Y'all, I can't even talk. I'm so excited. Chopping it up with my good friend, Miss Lakisha Dixon Jones. I'm sorry, Mrs. Let me add that R in there, Mrs. And we talking about her husband. He not just her husband, he her husband. So you said he was a country boy and you a city girl. You from
Miami, Florida.
Dade County?
Dade County.
And he was from Gainesville,
Georgia.
I almost said Florida. What is wrong with me in Florida? Okay, I'm together. So y'all met on Bumble, which I didn't looked it up, and after I get off of here, I'm gonna sign up on Bumble, see if I can find me a Prince Charming. And you guys been going strong. So you understood you did the work prior to. He must have done some work on himself.
He had to do some work.
See, and the two together makes a very good marriage. We went viral because you were praying for your single friends.
Yes, ma'am.
How did that feel to actually just go viral?
It was a moment that lasted, right? Because it went from the Shade Room. The Shade Room contacted me, then Essence contacted it, then Black Enterprises picked it up, and Sister to Sister Magazine. So it really traveled. And now it's starting a new trend. A lot of women are now doing it at their receptions now. Especially older women should be doing it.
That's
you know,
good.
when you're in your 20s,
Each
yeah,
one
throw that
reach
bouquet,
one.
yeah. But when you're in your 40s, man, your friend's single child, get them a piece of that bouquet.
Look, if you can pass out, you get a husband. You get a husband.
Listen.
Oprah. That's how it works. We all want husbands.
You see, I was trying to recruit, your producer. I'm like, wait, you single? Because I got friends with
Nelson
bitches.
about to get married.
They got bodies. You want a big, skinny, light skin, dark skin, fat, tall. I got all
kinds, shapes and sizes. We gonna leave this new friendship over here alone.
Yeah, child.
That's how we work them out. But I'm single, people, just in case.
Well,
but
somebody.
Moving past the past, what advice would you give someone that's starting something new?
Within a relationship, I would say have fun and pray on your journey, right? Like, I met this guy on Bumble, great guy, and before I met my husband, and I said, Lord, should I be even entertaining this guy? Soon as I closed my eyes wasn't even fully closed. I seen this guy with 7 snakes coming out of his mouth.
Ooh.
Now, if you need a warning, and this is why you have to keep God in your relationship dating, because you pray. Most of us women, we pray once we get attached or had sex. Now it's too late. You can't hear from God. You're confused, right? But when you begin to pray before, I seen 7 snakes come out that guy's mouth. It was ghost. I went ghost. I was like, there's no other warning I need. 7 snakes, I ain't dealing with that. I already had a lifestyle of trauma in my past. I'm not trying to be fighting that type of demon. And so I would say, one, be open, right? And ask questions. It's more questions than are you saved? And do you go to church? What's your title in the church? It's more questions than that. Ask questions to get to the root of a person's character. Monitor their character. Are they saying what they say they're going to do? And be easy. It's just a date.
It's just a date.
It's just, you guys, this is just one weekend.
Having fun.
You don't need to be asking him when you're going to meet his parents, when you meet his homeboys. You got to do none of that. It's fun. Be open, have fun, and pray. From beginning and while you're dating and at the end and when something is finished.
And keep your legs closed.
Keep your
and
legs closed and stay off your knees.
See, that's what I talk about in my book, about doing something different.
Yeah.
The moment you begin to do something out of your ordinary is when God begins to move. Now it's less of you and more of him. And if you allow him to do what he needs to do and you just sat down somewhere, that's when you get what you need versus what you think you want. There's a difference in getting what you want versus what you need.
Right.
What I want is the 6-figure income. I want them 6'5", tall, dark, and lovely. That may not be what I need.
And let's do statistics. 7% of Black men are in that 6-figure club.
Only 7%.
So 93% of
problem.
Black men are not making 6 figures.
See the problem?
They may be making 90. They may be making 80 or 70. Right? And so that's another child, honey, I got to just go ahead and launch this coaching program for these single
Come on now. We need some help out here.
I'm telling you.
Because you get another bracket of women, which I think is where I fall. We've been independent so long.
Oh, yeah.
and we've had to have the aggressive personality to take charge. But the men don't want that. They want somebody that's easygoing. But how can I be easygoing when I gotta take care of everything myself? But if you get that right man, and now I can sit down, I just need Superman to hug me. That's why I like big arms.
Yeah.
Just wrap me up. I'm gonna stay a big girl now. Can you hold me? Can you grab me?
And also it comes to eliminating some of that masculine energy, right? Because that masculine energy come off strong. And before I started dating, this was like 4 or 5 years ago, I had a relationship coach I hired, and he said, you have so much masculine energy, like you exude that masculine power. He said, your voice is naturally deep. You're naturally a boss because you've been an entrepreneur for years now. He said, you're going to have to kind of tone down.
Relax.
Because it's not you dummying down yourself, but he says that energy come out, right? And a man is not looking for a boss. A man is looking for a lover, someone who's soft and feminine. And I had to learn that. Like my husband told me, I asked him, what is one of the things that you liked about me? And he said, I love the way you communicated with me. But naturally I'm a coach, so I don't assume I'm going to ask questions. Right? And he was like, I love the way you communicate with me. So that was one of the things that I realized, that through the work of having a relationship coach, when he told me, girl, your masculine energy is just toxic. You need to calm down on that, right? And so it helped me in the long run.
See, I think the masculine energy, we don't see it. We don't realize that we're doing it because we've done it for so long. Whether you were the oldest child, you had to take care of the family, whether you was a single mother or you got a husband who technically played the vice versa role. He was the submissive one and you was the alpha male in the house. So I think, like, for me, I posted this week, if she can, I posted this week about being soft, about the softer side. But what men don't realize, the crazy cycle. If you don't love me, give me the love that I need, I can't give you what you need, which is the respect. He needs respect, the woman needs love. And until you respect him, he's not going to give you the love that you need. But until you love her, she's not going to give you the respect that you need. So it's like the crazy cycle, and we continue to stay on the crazy cycle. It's like, when do we get off of here?
So and understanding each other's love language.
That's a big one.
Like my husband, he's not finna sit around and say, oh my God, you're so beautiful all day. Oh my God, you're so beautiful all day. That's why I tell people, even in marriage, you need friends. First of all, you need God. God provides something you feel like you may not be getting. Your husband provides something, and your friends provide something. When I want to be hyped up, I call my friends. But your husband is not your be all and end all. And I tell people that all the time. Your husband is not your savior. So if you coming into a marriage looking for him to be your Superman and your Captain Crunch, he will be your Superman sometimes. Because, honey, I had an incident where my husband, he was there taking care of me, right? Because I needed him to take care of me. But I realized that at the end of the day, God is still your all in all. And when we as women don't do the work, we put so much weight on the men to do the work for us. And it's like saying, listen, I hope you understand that coming from out of a black household, we was all raised different. We all have different experience. We all have seen different challenges. So how I handle something, you may not handle it like that. My mom was the ruler in our house. She dominated. My mom was strong, baby. And you didn't want to be on the opposite side of that woman. You hear me? But my mom taught me strength. So I grew up in a household with a mom who I knew was strong. So how do I now as an adult deal with that? That's why I had to get to therapy, because I had to deal with, okay, what happens when I want to lash out? Because in my mind, I hear myself lashing out, but I know that that's not the proper way to handle things. And this is why we have to do the pre-work. As soon as you get engaged or you're dating someone, start doing the work if you have not done the work yet. Marriage is bigger than just cooking you food, having good sex with you, and feeding you. What else am I going to do to you from emotional, spiritual standpoint? And that's very important.
I also think that women have to have someone to talk to outside of your husband.
Oh, yeah.
Your husband don't need to hear the talk that needs to go to your girls.
Yeah.
Call your girl up for that catty stuff.
Yeah.
Your husband don't want to hear that. That's not what he's there for. Another thing that I posted this week talking to my sisters was, like, you can't date them and raise them. A man don't want a mother. He wants a woman or a wife. So you can't sit there and try to instruct him and control him. And a lot of times we do that without even realize that we're doing it. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I didn't realize, So that's a whole nother
Yes,
subject.
it's a whole lot. It's
We're
a whole
going to
lot.
take a break right here and listen to a couple of music. But you guys stay locked in right here on 101 TKO Radio. We'll be right back. This is 101 TKO Radio, and I'm in here chilling with conversations with Sister E and having a whole good old conversation with Coach Lakisha Dixon Jones. Make sure you say Jones. Don't leave that out now. She is Mrs. Jones. Now, you said earlier that women should get some coaching. Let's talk about that. Let's talk more about your coaching services.
Yeah. Well, one, I'm getting ready to celebrate 10 years of coaching on March 8th, and I am so excited about that. That's a huge milestone for me because the coaching industry is so large, it's so vast, and to be celebrated in this industry, 10 years launching a business, 9 years in March, also being full time, which is a huge accomplishment for what God has done in my life. But the reason why I believe in coaching, because coaching is like a compass, it guides you, right? And so sometimes you need to sit with somebody else to just unwrap some things in your head to help you deal with some things that you have dealt with in life. For me, I personally have coaches. In this season of my life, I have relationship spiritual coaches, I have business coaches, and I also have a therapist. Before I got married, I was seeing a therapist every week for 3 weeks. Then I started seeing her bi-weekly, and now we on monthly maintenance. And so I just believe that in your life, you need everybody who can help you. You're going to need them in your life because you don't get just therapy or coaching because you have issues.
Right.
It's when you pivot. So whenever you pivot in life, you go from your assignment was single, now your next assignment is married. You need a coach, you need a therapist, whatever that may look like for you. But I love absolutely coaching. My assignment is to Christian women. I coach Christian professional women. And I help them overcome the barriers of fear, procrastination.
That's big.
They may need some spiritual help and development on how to learn how to decree and speak and how to live as a marketplace CEO, but still live and do business with God. That's what I have been the most successful in. It's my sauce, it's my passion. I just believe that every woman who is looking to pivot in their lives, are looking to overcome, looking to do something different, whether it's launch a book or write a book, or not launch a book, but launch a business, write a book, you need to see a coach.
Right.
And so that's what I've been doing, and I absolutely love it, along with the online academy.
I think people need to get the certifications, the credentials behind it.
Yeah.
Since the pandemic, and I like to say pandemic, but since the pandemic, a lot of people popped up.
Yeah.
Everybody's a coach now.
Yeah.
Coach this, coach. How are you a coach and you're a wreck
Yeah.
in your personal life?
Yeah.
Or how you have a whole business and you don't have it set up properly.
Right.
Like, we have to get these LLCs. Don't
We
be just
have
out
to.
here grabbing this PPP money. Don't think something ain't gonna happen.
And trademark.
And trademark.
Because I
That's the other
own the
big
Breakthrough
thing.
Strategist.
Now, I saw that
Register and
debacle.
trademark, yes. And I own Breakthrough Coaching Leadership Academy. Trademark and register.
Someone tried to use your
Oh,
name.
somebody, yeah. It's a couple of people that's getting ready to get some letters, right? Because I worked hard for that. Right. And so when we talk about, that's why I tell people, you so busy trying to get bags and more purses and belts.
That part. Put
You
your
better
money
go
where-
ahead and get your stuff trademarked. And I'm very serious, especially about the Breakthrough Strategist, because I wear that and I feel like over the course of 10 years of coaching, I have had to break through things. I even help my clients break through. Like I tell people, when you're getting me, you're not just getting a coach. You're getting my years of experience, years of training, the things that almost took me up out of here.
Wow.
The reason why I became an intercessor, right? Because one of my clients one time went and seen an angel card reader. So I had to go into the heavenlies with her to snatch her name back down. So, when we talk about coaching, and not just with any coach, but someone who is qualified, someone who have the credentials, and someone who love people. And so I see a lot of people saying that they are coaches, but they are posting receipts, they are pimping people for money. But do you connect to the heart of God through your clients?
That's right.
And for me, I connect to my client's heart, and I have been in the industry, which is why God have sustained me. So when pandemic came, we thrived, we bloomed. Not only did the Breakthrough Strategist, the one-on-one coaching bloom, but the academy bloom, because people have realized that when it comes to Lakisha, I don't fake, I don't fly. Honey, if it ain't mine, I ain't standing in front of it, not to impress you. But God has given me a business built on honor, built on high ranking wisdom, built on favor, and built on the wealth of wisdom that he has given me. And so, yeah, coaching is definitely a necessity.
It is.
And it's a life changing experience when you're doing it with the right coach.
And see, there's a difference between coaching and therapy.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah. Therapy is license, schools, years of experience. I totally value a therapist because unlike coaching, therapists deal with the rearview mirror, right? So they're dealing with what you dealt with in your past or even present, because some people are experiencing life traumas now. So a therapist tell you what's going on, how it's going to help you, telling you what and what can you do to move past it. When you're dealing with coaches, we deal with, okay, your heart been broken. You had 1,000-piece puzzle. Now you got 500 pieces. Let's put this thing together and move you forward into your present, into your future. And so when you're dealing with a coach, we're dealing with the branches, we're dealing with the vines, because the root has already been planted, right? So how do we move you forward? Now that you know this, because there's nothing you can do about the past, which is the biggest thing that most of us deal with. We try to go back and correct the past, but your past is there. It's there. Canvas.
It's part of you.
And the only person that gives it a platform to show out on is yourself. And so we talk about coaching deals with the now and the future. Therapy deals with the now and the past. So both are needed and both are very vital. And I tell people, as a coach, not a therapist, I highly esteem and value coaches. Not only coaches, but therapists. What my therapists have worked me through in the last year and 3 months has been absolutely freeing. She the one taught me it's not that you being selfish, it's putting self first. Because as a person who does servant leadership all the time with people, you can always put yourself on the back burner.
We do.
And we have to learn how to bring ourselves to the front. It's okay to be in the front. It's okay to take care of yourself.
I'm learning that. That's why I call this year my ME year, my me year. It's my elevation year.
Yeah.
Because it's time. I've taken care of everybody else. I put everyone else ministry and everyone else organizations prior to me. And now that I'm a full-blown empty nester, it's about me and God.
You have to put yourself first. Because when you put you first, what I realized, and my premarital counselor, she taught me this. She said, when you put yourself first, you got a more opportunity to pour into your family.
That's it.
Right? So when I took my vacation last year with my best friend, people were like, I can't believe you can go with your husband. I was like, this trip was for me to get by the beach, to have a refreshing moment. Because when I came home, I loved on my husband extra hard, right? Because I ain't seen him in 5 days. But that me moment gives you opportunity to connect and align yourself with the Father. Because when that happens, you can pour at a deeper level. You can pour at a more intense level and be more intentional and not just pouring just from an empty cup that you have nothing left but fumes. And so we want to always pour when God has something. The Bible talks about the woman with the widow's oil. She poured out. And so if I don't pour out, how can God ever pour back into me? And so as a coach, I get an opportunity to pour out all the greatness, all the nutrients, all the wisdom and the favor and the revelation that God has given me. I get a chance to pour that out back into my people. And that's what I love about coaching.
That's it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it when people go get credentials. That means you actually take your business and your craft serious. So now you've got the paperwork behind you. You got some schooling, you have some knowledge. It's more than just your thoughts or your opinions.
Right.
You have a way to guide and direct someone.
Right. Because coaching is not me telling people what to do. It's about me saying, okay, here go the compass. Now I'm going to ask you a few questions. And I'm going to insert my advice. I'm going to insert my impartation and inspiration and information. But I really want you to think about why we're making these decisions. And that's the power of growth and development for an individual. Not me just prophesying. I tell people, I'm going to give you a prophecy, all right, but you're going to do this work, right?
You got to do the work.
You're going to do this work, because we're not just sitting back thinking God is just going to keep dropping out miracles. You're going to learn how to do the work and be responsible so you can make better decisions.
That's it.
Yeah.
We're going to come right back and get some more of this good teaching with the breakthrough strategies. So stay right here. Stay locked in. We'll be right back on 101 TKO Radio. I'm your girl, Sister E, and we're having conversations with Sister E and Mrs. Jones. And I have enjoyed ourselves today. So tell us how we can reach you.
Yes, you can reach me the IG, The Breakthrough Strategist. You can reach me on Facebook, The Breakthrough Strategist. You can reach me on on my website at bclaglobal.com and LakishaDixonJones.com, bclaglobal.com, LakishaDixonJones.com, and Amazon. If you want to get any of my 7 books, you can reach me on Amazon, Lakisha Dixon. I'm on Amazon as Lakisha Dixon. I was single when I wrote them books.
She said she was single back then.
Yeah.
Now I'm married. I'm married now. See, that's the blessing in it. So you said you have a class starting on tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And why should someone take a certification class?
One, you want the skills. I believe in tips. I believe in having a technique. I believe in having the information, the practicality, and the strategies to coach. And you need all of them. You need to know that God just didn't call you, but he also want to equip you so that you can do it the right way. So you can learn what it is to be a coach and how to connect to the heart of God's people. That's very important to me. And our program, we build a 32-page curriculum. It's live, it's interactive. You can take it from anywhere in the world. We have had international students from Antigua, from Canada, the UK, to the Bahamas. Just so many wonderful coaches have came out the program. My goal and vision is to look at women in the room and say that woman came from out of BCLA, or that man, because we have men who graduated too, came from out of the program.
We got men coaches?
Oh yeah.
They need them.
Powerful.
Not Kevin Samuels, but some real
a coach builds you up in your most holy faith, not tear you down.
That's it. That's the difference.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
I love it. Well, I appreciate you coming and sitting with me. Can you give us some last encouraging words for single women that's praying to get married?
Well, single women, I just want to tell you that you are all amazing and wonderful all by yourself. Never judge the hand of God over your life based on your marital status. You are all that and then some. And so if God have you single, then you are still all that. If God has you married, you're still all that. I want you to be encouraged, but I also want you to put down the judgment and also do the work so you can get the help that you need for your spiritual and mental and emotional self, especially if you have dealt with trauma, rape, molestation, abuse, grew up in a household with dysfunctional parents. You need to get the help so that you can build friendships that's of quality and a substance. And once you begin to do that, it will exude just positivity and smile. And when you do get approached to someone, you'll smile. Even if you don't like them, smile. Smile anyway. Smile, but I would say have fun. Have fun in your dating process.
That's it. Have fun with it.
Yeah.
You're either my husband or my friend.
Yeah, and it's okay.
Proverbs 18:22.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I am grateful. I'm honored that you came to hang with us. Yeah. I am going to say to the listening audience, if you have a brand or a business that you want thousands of people to hear or see or to know about, please reach out to me. My email is sistae123@gmail.com. We would love to advertise your business here on 101 TKO Radio. So we've had a good time. We've learned some things today. We heard about the praying bride, who she prayed for her single sisters in the audience instead of throwing a bouquet. We've had a really good time today. I learned some things since I'm single for now. We're going to learn to have fun while we dating and checking out the scenes. And my dear president over here, we're not going to put him out on the market right now. So he having fun and we having fun and I'm having fun and Mrs. Jones is married, so
yeah, we having fun.
She having good fun. She having more fun than me.
You'll get your license to practice soon.
Oh, I'm gonna get my license to practice soon.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
That's a decree. Decree that my days of singleness is coming to an end.
My days of singleness is coming to an end suddenly. So I want to give you some closing remarks because I appreciate you guys from hanging out with us, for sitting and learning and listening and taking notes. What I have learned in my period of growth was that the most incredible thing about miracles is that they happen. Believe that. I believe if you put in your faith and your trust in the one who created you, he will not fail you. His promise in his word that he will give you your heart's desire. And if your heart's desire is to be loved and to be married, then do the work. Do the work to get past your past. Use your words to speak life, speak positivity. Stop reliving, stop renursing, and rehearsing the pain of your past. Speak life, speak love, and keep God first. Until next Sunday, be blessed. I'm your girl, Sister E, and this is Conversations with Sister E. Have a great week, family.